Hey, it's Megan with Meg Made with Love, and today I'm going to show you how to make the happy scarf. It's a basic rectangular scarf worked in rows from top to bottom with color changes every row. I used 2 strands of lace weight mohair yarn to achieve multiple colors throughout the whole scarf. The yarn I chose to use for this project was Diablo from Hobie Yarn. They've got a lot of color choices in this line, and I chose to go with 8 different colors. Here are the ones that I picked. Since this scarf is worked in 2 strands, you'll have to split the skein into 2 parts, so I rolled half of it into a ball. You will also need a 4mm hook or the hook needed to obtain the gauge, which I will provide in the description below on my blog. I'll have a free pattern that you can go to over there. Alright, so first we're going to make a slip knot and pull the yarn tight. Chain 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to work into the first stitch to create a foundation half double crochet. Yarn over and pull through. You will have 3 loops on the hook, chain 1, then yarn over and pull through the rest of the loops. And that completes the first foundation half double crochet. So to work the next one, you will yarn over and put your hook into the first chain 1 that you did on the last foundation half double crochet. Draw through and yarn over, chain 1. Then you'll yarn over and go through the rest of the loops on the hook. Repeat that same process, working 12 in total foundation half double crochets. So I've finished up my 12 foundation half double crochets. I'm just counting them up here, and now you're ready to change colors. Draw up your yarn with your hook, and you will be inserting your hook into through the top of the last stitch you worked and the post of the last stitch you worked. And you will grab your new color of yarn, put it on your hook, and then draw it through the 2 loops that you worked your hook into. Now you're ready to continue on with more foundation half double crochets. So you'll take your new color and work your hook into the chain 1 of the last stitch, and then you'll continue to chain 1, yarn over, and go through all the rest of the loops on the hook. Now you're ready to crochet 12 foundation half double crochets in your new color. Alright, so we've worked our 12 foundation half double crochets, which I accidentally crocheted 1 too many, so I got that one out. I'll pull my yarn through, and you're ready to use the next color. You'll insert the hook again through the top and through the post. Grab your new color, and you're on to working 12 more foundation half double crochets in this new color. Alright, so that concludes the end of row 1. You've got all your color changes shown, and I'm going to show you what you need to do with your loops of yarn. You will grab the first color and pull the end tight so that it pulls the loop down into the yarn. You'll do that with all your colors. Once you pull down the yarn loop, it stays secure in place and it makes a nice color change for you. Makes it look seamless. To start on row 2, you will pick up on your last color used, not pulling it through like the other first two colors. So you will take that last yarn color and you're going to chain 2, and then you will turn your work and half double crochet in the first stitch and all the other 12 stitches that you worked in that last color. So there will be 12 total in this color, just working in the one from the previous row. Then on to the color change, we're going to pull the yarn through just like before, insert the hook into the top and through the post of the stitch, and we're going to grab our next color rather, and it should be tucked behind the project. You will grab it with your yarn or with your hook and pull it through, and then you're on to working the next set of half double crochets, which will be 12 of them again. So I'm going to show you how you can pull your yarn through after working a couple of stitches in your new color. If you just take your hook out and pull the last color through like we did on the previous row, you could get that done after you work each color, or you could do it at the end of your row, whichever you prefer. We will show one more color change. Pull the yarn through and you will insert the hook like always into the top and through the top and through the posts. Grab the new color, drag it through and yarn over and start your 12 half double crochets again until you reach the end of the row. And here I'll work just one stitch and then pull the yarn through, which I kind of preferred to just pull the yarn through and have it done with before going on to the next row. To finish off the second row, you will half double crochet into the remaining stitches. So there will be 12, 12, and 12, with a total of 36 in each row and every row until the end of the scarf. You will continue doing that same process of working 12, changing colors, working 12 again, changing colors, and then 12 again. You will do that for 8 more rows to make 10 total rows, and this is the 10 rows worked up. I cut off my 2 colors that I'm done with, which is the orange and the purpley color, and I'm still going to work with the red still yet, but we're going to change colors just like we did in previous rows, inserting hook through the top and the post and grabbing our brand new color that we would like to work with. So with that new color, we're chaining 2 and then turning our work. Just like in the previous rows, we're going to half double crochet 12 in our first color. You can pull through that last color that you changed from at any point. Here I'm doing a couple stitches and then pulling back down on the red color. And you will continue on doing just like you did with the first 10 rows. You will be working 12 with your first color, changing colors, and then working the 12 with the new color, and then changing colors, 12 with the last. It's pretty simple. You will repeat that process for a total of 220 rows. I had a lot of fun mixing up different colors to make some unique blends that were a little bit different than the primary colors that I chose. Alright, so after you're done with your scarf, it is time to move on to the tassels. I used 2 strands of yarn, just like for the scarf, I use them 2 strands for the tassels also. You'll take your 2 strands, insert your hook into the last stitch on the edge and pull through. I'm using green just like to match up with the square that's on the edge. I'll chain 1, pull the end tight, and then you are going to pull the yarn through with your hook and make sure it measures 14 inches. You will take your hook out of the yarn, and then you will put your finger into the end of the yarn, and then you will twist. You will hold the base of the yarn with your left hand, and then you will twist about 50 to 60 times. Then you will take your finger out of the loop and insert your hook into the hook, or to the loop. You will fold your twisted yarn in half just like this, and then it will twist onto itself. If you have to, you might have to let it fall a couple of times and mess with it a little bit until it looks just the way you want it. And there you've got your first little cute twisted tassel. So you will take your hook, which is inserted into the end of the loop, and you are going to insert into the next stitch, and you are going to slip stitch into that next stitch. And then you're going to repeat that same process, drawing the yarn through until it reaches 14 inches, removing the hook and inserting your finger into the end and twisting it around 50 to 60 times. Alright, so time to fold it at half again. Let it fall and manipulate it until it gets to looking just like you want it. And insert your hook back into the end loop. And sometimes you might have to take that end and wrap it around manually a couple of times so it's not so loosey-goosey there at the end. And then slip stitch into the next stitch. You'll repeat that same process all the way across until you are done with that color. Switch colors and repeat until you get to the end. Repeat for the other side, block your scarf, and you've got yourself one happy scarf.